All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. My name is Haven. For those of you who don't know me, welcome to your 60-minute Power Vinyasa class. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's come and get settled onto our mat with child's pose, please. So bring your hips back onto your heels and your forehead to the floor. Hi, Kevin. Good to see you. And if you've taken class with me before, you know that I'm going to encourage you through as much of this class as possible to customize the practice. And that begins right here, right now, in your child's pose. So perhaps today, landing in this child's pose, noticing what the body is telling you from the very beginning. So whether it's a tightness in your shoulders, that asks you to draw the arms back by your sides with the palms facing up. Or tightness in the low back that asks you to, instead of spreading the knees and feet wide, bring them closer together beneath you and allowing the fullness of your thighs to stretch open, low back and spine. But just beginning to notice from the very beginning that your body, even if you're very familiar with this practice, experiences the practice differently every single day. And then if you haven't already done so, go ahead and close the eyes. And above anything else, begin to cultivate a sensitivity and awareness of your breath. So perhaps today it has a taste or a texture. Perhaps your imagination allows you to experience your breath in the form of a color. And every inhale, you can see it spilling through the roof of your mouth, coating your throat, pooling into the top of the heart, and maybe swelling into the base of your belly. And then every exhale becomes a little bit more complete, a bit more full, so that there becomes a notion of buoyancy, of flexibility, elasticity in the lungs that we really want to honor and deepen as we go through this practice. To unify us wherever we are, go ahead and exhale the breath completely, empty, empty, empty. And then breathe out with a very full, deep inhale. So swell the belly, spread the ribs, hold it at the top. Audible exhale, HA. Perhaps you begin to sway the hips from side to side. Roll the forehead on the floor, giving yourself this subtle massage in the hips or in the forehead. And then keeping the eyes closed, go ahead and walk the arms, the hands a little bit further out in front of you, all the way up, all the way up. So you feel a stretching, a gentle tug all along the shoulder, perhaps the armpit, maybe even those low ribs. And on the next inhale, pull yourself up into tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Untuck the toes, so tops of the feet on the floor, and then let's explore cat-cow today. So inhale, drop the belly down, lift your chin and chest high, your tailbone up towards the sky. Exhale, contract the belly in, pull the chin and tail in towards the center of the belly. Push into your thumbs and your shins. Inhale, stretch the belly open, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, pull it all in nice and tight. And begin to follow your breath. So inhale, I move. And exhale, I move. And that rhythm may be different than my voice and the directions I'm giving. Follow your breath. Right? Your lung capacity is going to be different than anyone else's. It's probably going to be different day to day. So honoring that and finding a sweetness in really exploring how fully I can inhale and how completely I can exhale. And then keeping the same sort of sensitivity to my breath, you're going to curl the toes under, you're going to pick up the knees and send the hips up high, almost like downward facing dog, but not like that. You're going to pedal out the feet, snake, curve the spine, maybe find an upper push up, and then, something like a down dog, maybe with one leg and the other. You have a lot of options here. And your body is capable of forming a lot of shapes. Explore with a kind of awareness that stays committed to the sensation of it feeling rewarding, to a sensation of feeling fun and light. And most importantly, keeping your breath fully engaged and at the forefront of your awareness. Yeah, it looks really good. And then we will begin to clean up our downward facing dog so it becomes a specific shape. Go ahead and shift your weight forward so shoulders come over your wrists, heels in line with the toes, so shifting your heels slightly forward. And then in this practice, you want to keep the hips up so that the hips and shoulders are on one line, almost like if you balance a little tram in the back. Keep your fingers spread super wide, like suction cups onto the floor. Really maximize contact of your feet, your toes, and hands into the mat. This is the good distance between your wrists and your toes, so don't move them. Take a deep inhale, press away from the floor. Exhale, send your hips up high, heels low, and that's a good distance for your down dog. Nod the head, yes. Shake it out, no. Maybe even flutter the lips. What do I need to use and what can I let go of? Soften behind your knees and allow the slope of your spine to lengthen a little higher towards the ceiling. And notice how a softening behind the knees, it can alleviate some of that undue pressure on the ankle joints. Right? I'll really allow the Achilles to stretch. And the hamstrings over time will gently release and allow the heels to make themselves closer to the floor. Wherever you are, with your breath, exhale completely. Take a deep, 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 full inhale. Audible exhale, HA. On your inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Keep your kneecap pointed down towards the floor, and then you choose to either lengthen through your toes by pointing them, or flexing the foot like you're taking through your heel. Whatever you choose, make that firm decision to press evenly to both palms. And then inhale, lift the leg up a little bit higher. Exhale, bend your knee. Open the hip if you have the space in your room. Maybe you flip the dog, you come into your wild thing, or whatever it is. And I don't say that lightly when I say whatever. What I mean is really choosing to make that distinction between habit and what feels familiar and what feels rewarding in your body in this moment. Looks so good, Kevin. Really nice, Erica. Inhale, lift the right leg up, 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 and back. Exhale, gently place the foot all the way forward in between your hands. Drop down to your back knee. Untuck the back toe, and then interlock all 10 fingers just below the knee on top of that thigh. Now immediately we find that opposition allows us to find a deeper stretch. So igniting that right butt cheek opens up right hip flexor. Push down to the top of your back foot into that shin. And then as you feel that your way forward, maybe you begin to dip the hips a little bit lower. Perhaps you begin to straighten up the arms, puffing up the breastbone, lifting up the chin. And then you have options with the arms. They can stay here, resting on your thigh, or maybe you lift the arms up above your head. Or perhaps you allow them to flutter down by your sides, open up the collarbones. Wherever you are, the face is soft, the breath is full. Take one more deep inhale wherever you are in this posture. And then exhale, release, float both hands down. Untuck the left toes, lift the back knee. Inhale the right leg up and set 3, leg down dog, stretch high. Exhale, softly kiss it back down to the floor. Keep pushing evenly through both thumbs, through both index fingers, and then inhale the left leg up. Again, going for length and height, and most importantly, that sweet sensation all along left side body. Inhale the leg a little higher, and exhale whatever your left side needs. And please know that that might look different than what you normally do, or even what you did on the right-hand side. You know, superficially on the outside, we may appear very symmetrical, but on the inside, we're not. Yeah, so we might have 2 ribs, we have 1 heart. right? Looking at our organs, there's nothing predictable about the body so much as it is magical, so much as it is a vessel for real opportunity to get deep within and get excited about what we find, right? So follow the thing that feels good and rewarding. Inhale, lift that left leg up and back, stretch it long. Exhale, bring the foot all the way forward in between your palms. Release your back knee down, untuck the back toes, and interlock the fingers. Come to resting on top of that claw. All right, a firm foundation in the feet. So untuck the back toes and press down into the top of that back foot. Ignite that left butt cheek really nice and taut, so suddenly left hip flexor can soften. And then if you're okay here, you begin to explore. You drop the hips down and forward. Perhaps you begin to press that thigh away, lifting the chin and chest up. And then whatever you need on this side of the arms, maybe if it's even interlocking the fingers behind the nape of the neck, lifting the chin high and allowing the elbows to melt down towards either side of you. So good. Where's my breath? What's happening in my face? Let it be soft and serene. Take one more deep inhale here. And on your exhale, release both hands down. Untuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale, lift your left leg back up, 3-leg down dog. Exhale, softly place it all the way down towards the floor. And then listen carefully. Bend your knees super, super deep, almost like you're gonna sit your butt down onto your heels. Look forward, and then exaggerate the tiny steps all the way to the front of your mat. Hanging nice and heavy. And once you get there, separate your feet about 2 of your own fist width distance. On an inhale, float into a halfway lift. Hands to shins or thighs. Shift the weight slightly forward to the balls of the feet and really go for that perpendicular alignment between torso and legs. Take one more breath here, get long, belly in. Exhale, release, forward fold. Now bend your knees. And then you decide, grab your opposite elbow, interlace the fingers behind the nape of the neck or the back. You can sway side to side, yes, Marika. You can bounce, right? You can bend one leg very deeply and then the other, right? But making choices again that are all about allowing your body to use what it can and let go of what it can. Hi, Robert, I'm just seeing you. So glad you made it. Go ahead and release the hands down. And on your next inhale, glide yourself all the way up to standing really nice and tall, hands shoulder width. Palms face one another for your first, most likely, Tadasana today. And then once you get up there, close the eyes. It's a super simple, safe, and familiar posture, even if you haven't done yoga before. This standing on your 2 feet in this room is a really great way to kind of see and use as a diagnostic where the body is landing. So notice what's happening in the feet. Maybe roll to the outside edges of the feet, maybe all the way onto the tiptoes, maybe rock them all the way back into the heels. Find the weight evenly distributed between both feet, lifting through the inner arches by pulling up slightly on the quads, and then pull the belly in. Allowing that slight compression to lift your ribs away from the waist. And if eyes are still closed, can you once again see and visualize every inhale I get a little bit longer from low ribs to the very tips of my fingers. And every exhale, I soften into the weight and sturdiness of my body. And you are not stone. This is not stoic, right? Even those massive, beautiful skyscrapers that we create, so strong and sturdy in the wind, has flexibility to move. So keep the buoyancy of the breath. If the eyes are closed, go ahead and flutter your gaze up in between your palms towards the ceiling. On an inhale, push your hips forward, stretch the arms back, find a gentle back bend. On your exhale, glide forward, all the way down, forward, fold. Now we're going to do that 3 more times on our own. So on your inhale, come all the way up to standing, really tall. Push down through your heels, push your hips forward, lift your chest up high. And as you exhale, you glide forward. And there's a moment where suddenly gravity is going to do the work for you. Really let that happen. 2 more times on your own. Your full inhale, you stretch open the throat, you stretch open the belly. It looks so good. Oh, of course, it's sad, of course. One more time. Full stretching open of the body, arms involved. And as you exhale and you surrender to gravity, let it feel good. Really nice. Inhale into a halfway lift, please. Flat back, firm core. And exhale, release. Place both hands down. Step both feet back and pause in your upper push-up plank position. So just as we discovered that good distance for your hands and feet in downward facing dog, upper push-up plank. So keep those hips in line with the shoulders. Keep your fingers spread super, super wide. On an inhale, hinge forward slightly. On an exhale, bend your elbows so they point straight back about halfway. And then inhale, draw the heart forward. Release the tops of the feet to the floor, up dog, knees up off the mat. Exhale, curl the toes under, hips high, heels low. And that is our flow. And it's what we use to connect posture to posture. It's what allows us to recalibrate and really check in with the breath. Wherever you are, exhale. Take a deep, deep, deep inhale. Exhale, let it go, HA. On an inhale, lift your right leg up. On your exhale, gently place the foot all the way forward in between your palms. Release your back heel down onto the floor, and then inhale, both arms up, torso up for your warrior one. Now the back leg is long and strong, and you're pushing into the outside edge of that left foot. The right knee is coming over the right ankle, and if you lift your toes up and you place them back down, not a whole lot is going to change because those larger muscle groups of the low body are going to stabilize you in this posture. As you draw that left hip slightly forward and the right hip slightly back, pull the belly in, not to compress the breath, but again to find stability and length through the torso. We investigate some of that buoyancy, we revisit that life force, that breath, and then we use it. Every inhale, I sit a little bit lower. Every exhale, I soften my shoulders. I flare my fingers wide. I find vitality between each digit. Take one more deep inhale, sit a little bit lower, stretch the arms back. And exhale, release, both hands down. Firmly root them down before stretching the right leg behind you, pulling up on the quads and lowering halfway down. Inhale, I find up dog, I stretch my ribs forward, I push into my thumbs. Exhale into downward facing dog. And then inhale, you glide the left leg up, 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 up. Find that sweet stretch. Exhale, gently place it all the way forward. Back heel down, and then inhale, arms up, torso up, warrior one, left side. So again, honoring the differences between right and left side. Maybe this side you can take a wider step. Perhaps this is the side that you can deepen into your lunge. Or maybe not. Maybe this is the side that we back off. Keep pushing into the outside edge of your back foot, pulling up on that back quad so it's super nice and taut, and then notice what happens if you just kind of soften that left butt cheek. Suddenly there's more space, less gripping to rotate left hip forward, or left hip back and right hip forward. Belly drawn in, shoulders soft, so now there's more space to glide biceps by your ears, maybe even slightly behind. Soften the jaw, keep those arms really active, William, really active and strong. Yes. Take one more deep inhale, sit a little bit lower, stretch the arms up and back. And then exhale, both hands down. Step your left leg back and come through that flow. High to low. Really stretch open the collarbones and up dog. Really use your core to pull yourself back into downward facing dog. And then once you get there, we're going to move through that one breath, one movement. Warrior one on your right side and your left side. So you'll inhale the right leg up. You'll exhale it forward, and then it's just one fluid inhale to find warrior one. A complete intentional exhale to release the hands down and flow. Looks so good, Elizabeth. Yeah, finding that when we say fluidity, it really is quite like water, right? Inhale and move, exhale and move. And there's not that opportunity that the mind loves so much to pause and hold on and analyze. Instead, the moment is literally flowing through you because it is you. Long arms, active fingers. And then once you've completed your left side, we'll all meet in down dog. And if ever you find that you're there before moving on to the next moment, right, choose to make it work for you. So whether that's reintroducing movement at some point, maybe it's as simple as nodding your head yes or shaking it out no, but use every down dog to get more intimate with your downward facing dog. Wherever you are with your breath, exhale, exhale, exhale. Deep, full, expansive inhale. Exhale, let it go, HA. Soften your knees, very deeply bend behind the toes, stretch them out, glance forward, step, or maybe you can hop to the front of your mat. Forward fold, hang heavy. Separate your feet about hips width distance. And then on an inhale, find that halfway lift. Flat back, firm belly, armpits stretch back towards the tailbone, collarbones forward towards the front of your mat. Exhale, collapse, raggedy Ann or Andy. You're very heavy, you're super soft. Keep the feet exactly as they are. And then on an inhale, sit your hips down, bring your arms up. Chair pose. So chair pose is exactly as it sounds. It's like you're sitting down and back into a visible chair behind you, right? And if you glance over the knees, the toes are still facing forward, fanned out wide, and the knees are directly over the center of your feet. Pull your belly in slightly so the sits bones, those bony protrusions underneath the glutes, are pointing straight down and back behind you. Lift the ribs up away from your waist and then soften down the shoulders. Maybe even rotate the pinkies in towards one another so there's more room to bring the biceps alongside the face. Take one more deep inhale to sit a little bit lower and stretch your arms high. Exhale, collapse, fall forward. Shake it out. Nod the head, yes. Shake it out, no. That first set of any posture we do really is diagnostic, figuring out what the shape is today in our bodies. And then we'll clean it up. We'll find a stillness. On your next inhale, hips down, arms up, second set. So second set, you already know how to make the shape. Now we get to embody it. So if you can, close the eyes and sense for that connection of the breath and what I'm doing. So every inhale, I sit my hips down and back. Every exhale, I stretch my arms forward. Sage, it looks really good. Can you pull your belly in just a little bit and tilt your pelvis forward so there's less of a low back curve? Yeah. Take one more deep inhale, sit a little bit lower, stretch your arms up, and then hold it right there. Hold it, no, hold it right there. Don't save yourself for the moment that you're about to release from, right? You use your breath to deepen the stretch, to experience the moment, right? Take one more full inhale, bend your knees, stretch your arms high. Exhale, fall forward. Now you release it and letting it go. Catching the mind when it wants to control or adjust or analyze. Be in it, be with your breath. Inhale into a halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, release both hands down. Maybe try jumping your feet back and come through that flow. Resist gravity as you lower. Full inhale, enjoy that up dog, let it be sweet. Full exhale, enjoy downward facing dog. It's familiar now, you're finding the stretch. Yeah, let this practice wash through you because of you. Yeah, and it's expressive. Let me be clear. This breath is not one that's supposed to be managerial. It's one that allows us to express what we're feeling. So whether it's a ha or or a shh, it's because it feels good and it reflects what's going on inside. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, shoulders over wrists, bring the knee to the outside of the right elbow. Get them to touch. Inhale, lift it up and back. Exhale, knee to the outside of the left elbow. Keep both arms straight. Please push into both thumbs. Inhale, lift it up and back. Exhale, shoulders over wrists, knee and forehead now touch. Now get the heel closer to the left, closer to the left. Inhale, lift it up and back. Use that same core awareness to bring the foot silently in between your palms. Rotate your back heel down. Inhale, warrior one, full lungs, get long. Exhale, heel open, warrior two. And as you settle into warrior two today, notice if it means widening your stance. Keeping the back leg long and strong. If you glance over the front knee, you should be able to see a sliver of that big right toe so the knee isn't falling in or drifting out. And then press your pelvis slightly forward so you feel an opening between the hip bones. Lean the upper back a fraction so the shoulders stack directly over those hips. And then spread your arms apart, almost like you were stretching your armpits a bit further away from one another. The inner elbows, the wrists. And then close your eyes. And once more, above anything else, can you hear you, your breath? Can you feel your heart rate? Perhaps it's jumping a bit loudly. And then listening carefully, flip your fingertips up towards the ceiling. So you begin to spread open the palms. It's almost like you're pressing two walls away. Bring the wrists slightly back so you feel the shoulder blades almost touching. Stretching all the way from palm through underarm, heart to the opposite direction. And if the eyes are still closed, glance over your right shoulder. Flip that right palm skyward. Inhale, lean the torso forward. Stay low in your lunge as you sweep the arm up, up, up first, and then back. Left hand comes to rest above or below your back knee. So once you have it there, really allowing for the stretch to be emphasized all along right rib cage, like we were fanning open the lungs. Keep pressing your right knee forward as you stretch the arm high and back. And I see some of you wrapping the arm behind your back. If you're doing that, great. Really allow the left palm to press into the top of your thigh. So it's like you're stretching knee away from hip, hip away from shoulder, elbow, wrist. Take one more deep, exaggerated inhale, knee forward, fingers back. And exhale, cartwheel, both hands down. Lightly lengthen the right leg behind you and come to that flow. Inhale and up dog. Exhale into down dog. Nod the head, yes. Shake it out, no. If the arms are becoming a little bit warmer, you have a tendency to collapse in that shoulder girdle. So make sure you're still wrapping your armpits in towards one another, keeping the back side of your body broad. Wherever you are, exhale. Deep, deep, deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. You've got this. On your inhale, lift your left leg up. Some core work, exhale, shoulders over wrists, knee to the outside of that left elbow, get them to touch. Inhale, lift it up and back, find a stretch. Exhale, knee to the outside of the right arm, both arms straight, push into your thumbs. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, pull the belly in, shoulders over wrists, forehead and knee, and heel close to your butt. Inhale, lift. Exhale, silently place the foot all the way between your palms. Back heel down. Inhale up for warrior one. Exhale, heel open, warrior two. Find an appropriate distance between your legs so that you can really become and sense for that expansion in the body. So as the right knee stays directly over that ankle, keep your back leg firmly rooted. Tuck your left hip forward and your right hip back just a fraction so that both hips begin to spread open. And then lean the upper body back so the breastbone stays broad. So we can breathe all the way from below our belly button all the way up to the collarbones. Yeah, and then if it helped you before, flip your palms so that they face either side of your room. Fingertips up towards the sky. Squeeze the shoulder blades down and back your spine. Open up that heart space. There's a place in the center of our palms energetically, using that meridian that takes the path from one palm to the other, and it crosses right through the center of our heart. It's a place we tend to close off just day to day. It's a place we want to nurture, nourish in our yoga practice. If the eyes are closed, go ahead and soften the gaze past your left shoulder. Flip your left palm skyward. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, sweep the arm up, 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 and back. Placing your right hand above or below your back knee. Keep pushing your knee forward. Keep lengthening the ribs up towards the ceiling like it was a feather fanning open. Rotate the palm down towards the ceiling so that that armpit is wrapping inwards, and we're not choking ourselves up with shoulder tension into the neck. Every inhale, I sit a little bit lower. Every exhale, I soften through the ribs. Now there's more space to breathe. Take one more exaggerated inhale. Sit the knee forward, stretch the arm back. And then exhale, release it. Hand down, left leg back. And you move through your flow. Slow and sweet. Yeah, and then we'll go through that. One breath, one movement, warrior one, warrior two, reverse warrior. And if you can do this practice with the eyes closed, go for it, right? There's something really powerful about being able to turn off the external to really ignite internal awareness. And I have to tell you, what's going on inside, the sensations happening inside, are not just more interesting, but they're much more relevant to the rest of your life than anything around you in this moment. How do I feel as I embrace warrior two? How do I feel as I flow and I come into my left side? Because your yoga practice should feel freaking awesome. And if it doesn't, learn to choose something different so that it does every time you come onto your mat. That was very strong, Erica. And as you flow through your left side, and you find that sweetness and that stability and strength all at once, we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Spread your fingers, soften behind the knees. Allow your belly to hollow slightly, because right now in this inversion, right, there's no need to hold on to it. If you're flowing, keep flowing. And if you've arrived in downward facing dog, nod the head yes, shake it out no. As though you're gonna slide the heart back towards your thighs. Wherever you are, exhale, exhale, exhale. Deep, exaggerate the inhale, please. Exhale, HA. Bend your knees very deeply. Glance forward and hop to the front of your mat. You're very warm now, you can try it. Yeah. Inhale into a half lift. And exhale, collapse. Very heavy. You know how to be heavy now? Really let yourself hinge from those hip joints. And then bring your feet together now so that your toes and heels will touch. On an inhale, sit your hips down, arms up, palms pressed for your thunderbolts. So this is very similar to chair pose. We're creating that angled body motion or angled body shape by sitting our hips down and back, by leaning our body slightly forward. Now, squeeze the arms straight. So even if that means tilting the hands slightly in front of the face, that's fine. We want to iron out any king step energy that gets stuck in the elbows or the wrists. Keep squeezing your thighs really nice and tight, and then stay committed here. Take a deep inhale, stretch the arms long, sit your hips down. Exhale, hands flow to heart center. Now thumbs into breastbone, elbows out to the side. Inhale, lift your chin and chest up. Exhale, hinge forward. Bring the left elbow to the outside of your right knee for a gentle prayer twist. Keep your knees in one line. So a lot of the times that means tucking your left hip back. You can glance down at your knees. Make sure one knee isn't jutting out past the next. And then in your top hand, push down into your bottom hand, keeping the shoulders and the collarbones broad. If you're okay here, perhaps you release the left hand down, you stretch the right arm up. If you want to explore bind, drop the right arm behind you, grab for your inner thigh, or maybe underneath for the other hand. Wherever you are, maintain the breath, compression in the belly. Where else can you breathe? Take one more full inhale. Exhale, right back to center. Stay in it. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, hinge forward. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. So again, differences inside of the body. Keep the weight back into the heels. Keep squeezing your knees like mad. And then you decide to fly away. You decide to bind. And it really is an invitation to explore. And explorations can sometimes get a little messy. So if you go to a point and you're like, I don't want it, back off, do something else. You're not committed to anything other than your own well-being, other than the fullness of your breath. Take one more inhale, reach or roll it open. Exhale, back to center, stay in it, stay low in the hips, you got it. Inhale, lift the chin and chest up. Exhale, hinge forward, let it go. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release both hands down. Step or hop your feet back and come through that flow. Lower, slow and smooth. Inflate the lungs and up dog. Compress the belly, down dog, and then let it be soft. Yeah, keep the sides of the neck soft. So I like to rock my head from side to side and roll it out when I find downward facing dog, especially if you have a tendency to build up strain in the neck muscles throughout the day. We don't even realize we're using them, right? And there's sternocleidomastoid muscles. They're connected to the jaw, the inner ear. It can affect anything as subtle as your sinuses. So practice letting your neck be soft and your head pull traction out of the spine. Wherever you are, exhale, please. Empty, empty, empty. Taking a deep, exaggerated inhale. Exhale, let it go. On your inhale, lift your right leg up. On your exhale, step it all the way forward between your palms. Back heel down. Inhale for warrior one. Exhale into warrior two. And then find it. Clean it up, close your eyes. You've visited this posture several times in this class. You've found what it's supposed to look like. Now, what does it feel like? This practice is a practice of true embodiment, and what that means is sensitivity. And our body speaks to us in the language of sensation. Are you listening? What kind of relationship do you have with your body? And more so, do you have a relationship that you want for anyone you love to have with their body? And so it's very easy sometimes for us to be judgmental or self-critical, have really high expectations for ourselves. What if we loved and treated ourselves the way we love and treat others that we care about? This practice is bigger than skeletal musculature. It's got to be rooted down deeper into something more significant, like love. If the eyes are closed and you can maintain them softly and confidently as such, do so. Otherwise, open the eyes, take a deep inhale, stretch the arms apart. Exhale, right hand down to the inside of your right foot, left arm high to the sky. Now don't be afraid to capture some weight into that bottom hand. I find that it helps me equally stretch up through my top hand. Spread your fingers very wide. Use your bottom arm and thigh connection to push open that bottom hip. Keep your back leg long and strong. Take a smooth inhale here. Exhale, lengthen the bicep alongside the ear. So there's one long stretch from your top fingertips all the way to your back heel. Pull the belly in. And then on the next inhale, bend your elbow, place it on top of that quad. Begin to roll your bottom hip forward so the hips are equal distance. from whatever's opposite of you right now. And then if you have it here, make it a full core strengthener. Extend your bottom arm nice and long. Biceps framing the ears. Now roll your right shoulder forward. Chin away, because you're never choking yourself in this room. And you've got it for 5, 4. Stay in it for 3, 2. Gently release. Left hand down. Right arm straight up towards the ceiling. Keeping the hips even so we don't steal the twist out of our torso. If the back heel pops up off the floor, you can drop down to the back knee. Wherever you are, keep squeezing your thigh close to your belly. Keep pushing your shoulder and knee closer to one another. Take one more full inhale here. And then on exhale, release your arm to the inside of your calf, behind your leg, and to the outside of your ankle where you hold on. Yeah, so if you're confused about that, you can glance up at me. You bring your arm straight out in front of you, bend the elbow to the inside of the leg, behind your calf, yeah. And grab on with both hands, and then let the head go. Let the neck go. Let your belly go, because it is the structure and strength of your legs that is working, so that your torso and arms don't have to. Drop your left hip down and forward just a fraction. Stay with it. Use your breath. Take one more full inhale here. On your exhale, right arm behind your back, left arm underneath your thigh. You grab your fingertips or clothing, right? Or whatever you have. Perhaps it's a half pine, bringing that right hand to the inside or the left hand to the inside of your thigh. Wherever you are, begin to roll your chest open towards the ceiling or sky above you. Where is my breath? Use the breath to fuel the moment. Inhale, roll it open. Exhale, gently release both hands down. Step your right leg behind you and come through that flow. And you're probably going to notice a difference between your right side and your left side. That is all you. That is your work. If we're going to be super practical about things, I just talk for like an hour. I demonstrate a little bit, but you're the one doing the practice. You're the one allowing for change and space and nutrients to flourish in the body. Some of you are super excited to get into left side, so we will do it. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bring the foot forward. Warrior 1, warrior 2. Find it, settle into it, close the eyes. Spreading the arms apart. Where does that sweet spot lie for you? And can you, in this moment, still feel a lightness in the heart and a fullness in your breath? And can you hear it, even if it's subtle? Can you feel it vibrating from bottom of the belly through the crown of my head? Let's actually take one of those all together. Wherever you are, exhale. Take a deep, deep, deep inhale. Audible exhale, H-A. So good. I can see the ha's even if we can't hear them. Take one more full breath here. Exhale, release left hand down. Right arm straight up to the ceiling. Side angle. So as you capture some of the weight into your bottom hand, perhaps you notice you can sit a little lower in your lunge. Right, but not compromising the contact of my back foot into the floor. Keep pushing evenly to the outside edge of my back foot and my front heel. Pull the belly in just a fraction, so again, we can ignite length in our ribs. Take a full inhale. Exhale, bicep alongside ear. Palm facing down, armpit rotating in towards the floor slightly, just so we can keep that openness in the torso. Inhale, get long. Exhale, bring the elbow to the top of that thigh. And then roll that bottom hip down and forward. So we're trying to get our torso nice and square above the structure of the legs. Once you have it here, let's float, bottom arm up. Bicep right in the face, and you've got it for 5, but we still have to breathe for 4. So lengthen it out for 3, 2, gently release, right hand down, left arm high to the sky. If you need to drop down to the back knee, you certainly can. Wherever you are, get that thigh and belly closer, knee and shoulder closer, fan your fingers. Inhale, full. Exhale, your arms stick inside of your leg, behind your calf, and grab the outside of your ankle. So again, if you need help on this side, you can glance up here at me. Just bring it inside, behind, to the outside, and then grab hold. Right? And notice what happens if before my suggestion of really just letting the torso hang heavy sounded a bit forward, like not what we do in this posture. Try it out. Right? Notice what happens if I really trust the weight of my body into the soles of my feet. If I can really allow my torso and spine to lengthen. Or if I'm Kevin, getting that shoulder closer underneath my knee every single time. Maybe one more time. Take one more full breath here, please. And then exhale, find your bind. Top arm behind your back, bottom arm underneath my leg. It's fingers, it's clothing, it's whatever I've got on this side, because you know the moment doesn't last forever. So use it. Infuse the practice with exactly what you need to get out of it, because you deserve the benefit of this practice, and I cannot give it to you. You have to get it for yourself. Roll it open, breathe fully. Take a deep inhale, exhale, release, hands down. Let it go, glide the left leg behind you, and flow. Inhale, I move. Exhale, I move. That's all you have to do in this class. Wherever you are with your breath, exhale, exhale, exhale. Take a deep, full, voluptuous inhale. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, I lengthen my right leg up and back. And then exhale, find your half pigeon on right side. So a lot of the times that means bringing our right knee almost to the edge of our mat. Dropping down to the back knee, untucking the toes, and maybe even glance behind you, making sure you're not rolling over to one side of the kneecap or foot or the other, nice and on the center of the top of your back foot. Inhale, lift your chest up before exhaling and lengthening yourself forward. So we're not ever just folding over that hip. We're really hinging and draping our torso down. And then once you get there, let the head be heavy. Let the belly be soft. You know, so much of this practice, once you start doing it quite frequently, you know, it can become interesting to push our bodies further, to do perhaps more complicated sequences or postures or, you know, different styles of yoga even. And there's something really rewarding about having guidelines and expectations, because then we kind of know where we're at. And we can find validation or value for ourselves within those structures. But I find the real power and beauty of this practice, why we say you can practice it your whole life, your entire life, yoga is available to you. It's because it really has very little to do with the postures themselves, these masterful vehicles. And really much more with this kind of mindfulness, compassion and sensitivity and real awareness that gets cultivated every time you find a warrior two, for instance. And every time you find a half pigeon and you choose to stay connected to your breath. And you choose to find the sweetness and the part of the posture or the practice that is working for you, rather than practicing acknowledging the parts that maybe don't feel so awesome. Because there's always going to be that, right? The true joy in life is finding a way to acknowledge it all, to own it, to get intimate with it, and keep staying present in the moment. Wherever you are with your breath, please exhale all the air out. Get empty, get empty, get empty. Push it out. And then meet that with a very full, voluptuous inhale. Fill and swell and hold it. Open mouth, exhale. Slowly begin to press yourself away. Please take your time as you stretch your right leg back. And you move and find half pigeon on your left side. So maybe that's a flow. Maybe it's a push-up or coming right into down dog. I deserve the best yoga. I have the power to give myself the best yoga. Get that knee wider than the torso so that when we hinge forward, we're not just solely resting on the thigh. You can flex your foot or extend it, whichever way, make a choice and then establish it, stay committed to it so that the opening is really focused in that hip. Yeah, really beautiful extension. And perhaps in a time where you may be feeling less sure, where you might be experiencing a tremendous change or sudden change, really allow something as simple as gravity to be nourishing, that constant, something that will, in our lifetime, never change. So if even finding the lightness or the joy in your yoga practice today is knowing that you really gave yourself over to gravity, that is enough. Soften between your eyebrows. Allow the jaw to hinge heavy and softly. The toes to be soft. The belly to hang. And in these last few moments, find a way to have this half pigeon be exactly what you need. So maybe that's separating your elbows a little wider. Perhaps it's sliding the foot a bit further out in front of you, or maybe today it means bringing the ankle closer to the hips and letting any strain melt away from the face. Go ahead and exhale completely. Take a deep, full, perhaps loving inhale. And exhale, HA. Take your time. As though you don't want to have Pigeon to ever end, begin to press yourself up and move through this final flow of class and make it your own. Make it the best flow. Powerfully lower down into halfway push-up. Elongate the torso in up dog, full lungs. And then embrace downward facing dog. We've been here so many times today. We revisit, we become close. We find a way to say goodbye. So perhaps it's bending one leg and the other, shimmying out the shoulders or creasing the elbows, or acknowledge what kind of mobility might be there because of all of your efforts. And take pride knowing it's you. I say it every time, but I mean it. It's not me, not the sequence, not even the yoga you do. How you show up on your mat, how you show up in your life is the only thing that makes transformation possible. Hear that and own it. Wherever you are, take it a deep, full, big inhale. And exhale, release it, soften down to the tops of your knees. And then cross the ankles behind you and find a way to bring both legs long out in front. We're going to stretch open those hamstrings one more time. So scoot off the fleshy parts of your sits bones or onto your sits bones. Bring your heels and toes together. Try flexing your toes back. And then inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips and try grabbing your feet. Now, if you can't grab your feet with straight legs, bend your knees so that you can. Bend your knees so you can grab the outsides of the feet, and then slowly you're going to walk your hips back. You're going to draw your heels forward. And then one day, stomach will meet your thighs. Chest will meet your knees. Forehead might touch your toes. Cirque du Soleil. Take a beautiful breath in here. And then slowly roll yourself all the way up, vertebra by vertebra, until your shoulders stack over your hips. And then gently roll all the way onto your back for a preview shavasana. I say preview because in this practice at Yoga with People, we know you are your best teacher. And as you scan your body, notice the way that would be best to end your practice today. So maybe it's some core work. Perhaps it's a bridge, a wheel, a plow. Whatever it is, you don't just acknowledge what it is. You deserve to give it to yourself. So please do. That's really beautiful, Kate. And then take these last few moments and very slowly, with patience, begin to bring your legs long out in front of you. Your arms by your sides with your palms facing up. Tuck your chin towards your chest and allow your head to roll from side to side until you find a really good resting point. A few announcements and then our quote. Thank you all for coming today. It's no small feat to choose to spend time on your mat. It makes a difference. Yoga with People, as you know, stays alive because of the donations you so generously contribute. Thank you for that. If you're unable to donate today, Perhaps just posting on social media if you like the class. Share it with friends or family. Our quote today is an oldie but a goodie. So if you've been with us for the 10 plus years, it might sound familiar. It's Kids on Love. A group of social scientists posed this question to a group of 4 to 8-year-olds. What does love mean? The answers they got were broader and deeper than anyone could have imagined. See what you think. When my grandmother gets arthritis, she couldn't bend over and paint her toenails anymore. So my grandfather does it for her all the time, even when his hands got arthritis too. That's love. Rebecca, age 8. When someone loves you, the way they say your name is different. You just know that your name is safe in their mouth. Billy, age 4. Love is when a girl puts on perfume and a boy puts on shaving cologne and they go out and smell each other. Carl, age 5. Love is when you go out to eat and give somebody most of your French fries without making them give you any of theirs. Chrissy, age 6. Love is what makes you smile when you're tired. Terry, age 4. Love is when my mommy makes coffee for my daddy and she takes a sip before giving it to him. Danny, age 7. Love is when you kiss all the time. Then when you get tired of kissing, you still want to be together and you talk more. Emily, age 8. Love is when you tell a guy you like his shirt, then he wears it every day. Noelle, age 7. Love is like a little old woman and a little old man who are still friends even after they've known each other so well. Tommy, age 6. When you love somebody, your eyelashes go up and down and little stars come out of you. Karen, age 7. You really shouldn't say I love you unless you mean it. But if you mean it, you should say it a lot. People forget. Jessica, age 8. One last collective breath, if you would please hiss out all of your air. And then greet that with the fullest, deepest, richest inhale you possibly can muster. Hold it at the top. And exhale, HA. Thank you for coming to class. I'll be here to chat, answer any questions you have. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you can. Thank you.